Hello, and welcome to the Warrior's Way. I am honored by your trust, commitment, and dedication to living a conscious life of growth, radical honesty, and personal responsibility. You are truly in a minority of men in the world today, with so few willing to do the hard work of facing their fears and pushing into those uncomfortable places that make most men run and hide. The unspoken foundation of Warrior's Way is trust, especially regarding confidentiality. The only way to be able to drop our masks and truly be vulnerable with each other is in knowing that what we say is totally confidential. Both in small groups and in our monthly meetings, in accountability sessions, it is essential that what we hear in those meetings stay with us and are not shared with anyone, including our spouses. By keeping our commitment to thoroughly do the work, show up in the monthly meetings on time, except when to do so is impossible, and to make our weekly accountability meetings or other ways we build and maintain the trust that is essential for our group's health and well-being. Members of Warrior's Way are diverse, yet they share a commitment to similar core values. We respect the spiritual practices of others, and we do not attempt to evangelize. We avoid engaging in controversial topics, such as politics and religion, that may cause division. Instead, we rally around shared group values. Because of the importance of these values, they are read at the beginning of every meeting and taken as an ongoing pledge by the individual to the group, to themselves, and to their own conception of God. Strength and honor. Strength is defined as the following. Number 1, my body and ego live in submission to my spirit. This means that I am committed to living a life as a spiritual being inhabiting a physical world. While I acknowledge my physical needs as well as the needs of my ego, they do not run my life. Number 2, I choose to do what is right versus what feels good or is easy. What is right is defined by your own internal compass as directed by the Spirit. Number 3, I am a powerful man of discipline and action. Warrior's Way is a discipline of accountability and action. It is not a debating society where we pontificate about theological ideas, nor is it a social club. Number 4, I am courageous enough to question my own prejudice and bias. This is an acknowledgement that even though I attempt to be objective, I know that I too have my own prejudice and bias and am willing to invite others in to question and to help me see what I am blind to. It is the belief of Warrior's Way that discipline equals freedom, and that with God's help, all things are possible, with a commitment to choose greatness over comfort. Honor. Honor is defined as number 1, a commitment to seeking the truth about myself. We do this through meditation and thoughtfully reflecting upon the monthly assignments and comments made by our accountability partner. Number 2, my actions are in alignment with my values, priorities, and morals. The first thing one must know is, what are your values, priorities, and morals? What are they explicitly? Very few people have completed this simple but crucial first step. Accountability then helps create habits for adherence to our own personal codes. Number 3, I am responsible for the stories I tell myself. I refuse to play the victim. As they say in Alcoholics Anonymous, if I'm not the problem, there is no solution. So in Warrior's Way, we acknowledge the challenges of abuse and wounds from our childhood. God knows I have plenty. However, we refuse to allow those things to define us or to become excuses for behavior that does not adhere to our own moral codes. Number 4, I am truthful and trustworthy. Without honesty to oneself and another person, there can be no lasting growth and no opportunities to know true love and forgiveness. Without trustworthiness, there can be no accountability. Number 5, I respect the autonomy of others to choose their own path. Warrior's Way by design contains members of many different religious and spiritual organizations and philosophies. We acknowledge that our path may not be the path for everyone. We avoid advice giving, but instead choose to share our experience when appropriate. Thank you for listening.